Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Eden start, thoughts arrive like butterflies. Just start with the missing poster. You ever think about, nice hairdo though. 0.9, oh my god, I'm looking at this now and I'm like, this is not great. We have Eden's Blessing from the last run, so we have Holy Mantle, the weird, it's not, wide shots. It's Bursting Sack, I think Spider Love. We start with a key, decent luck, average in the other stats, except to be honest with you, our damage is quite poor. We do start with a Pretty Fly, though. And we could, you can't just clicker yourself into the Lost, right? That seems unlikely. For whatever reason, this run does not seem that bad. But I know as soon as we swap, because we had this before, you might think, oh, NL doesn't care about the Zane. The clicker is like the least zany item. It takes your good stuff away, and there's only like a few endpoints that are obvious. You either want to be Dark Judas, Lazarus, and Respawn, etc., etc. That ain't Zane. What we need... I mean, we still want to get the missing poster, of course. We've had some opportunities that have been near misses. I did literally about a minute before I went live on this one. Someone tweeted me and said you could have gotten the missing poster in the last episode, Egg. And I gotta be honest, I take that kind of stuff seriously. Even though I'm a nearly 30-year-old adult, I was like, oh my god, did I let people down? Maybe, but hopefully it was entertaining at the very least, if that is indeed what happened. Linger Bean, gotta be straight up with you. Doing some fantastic work right there. Thank you so much for your help. We're gonna leave this floor ASAP. Picked up Mom's Pearls. Not a huge help in the interim period, but that's okay. The range, the luck, If necessary, you know what, I'm gonna try it. If necessary, we could use the clicker to get some pretty good survivability. These guys have got to be bomb immune. To get some pretty good survivability done. Like if we're about to die and we can click into a character who can come back to life. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. Please. The champion who is almost invisible with Curse of the Darkness. I've endeavored to never see you again, please. I guess there is no champion pin. Yeah, there is a champion pin. He's called Skull-X. Get it? Because they're kind of, they have the same... But you get it. I don't need to explain it to you. If you're still watching Isaac at this point, you understand me. So I'm doing this because they still need DPS. Anything that we can leverage to try to get DPS is worth it. And I'm amazed that Golden Chest actually ended up being quite exceptional. Despite not giving us... oh my god, I went right through the fire. Despite not giving us anything of like immediate power, give us a lot of consumables, and I appreciate that. I don't want to do this. I really, really, really would prefer not to use bombs for combat right now. I would much prefer to save it for the chance to get a small rock, but... I mean, the other thing is I gotta level with you. I think that the run... It's in a vulnerable state. There is a tinted rock in there. I might be able to get to it. We're gonna have to get a little lucky. And we have not yet gotten a little lucky, but this could do it. Explosive Diarrhea, perhaps? Retrovision. Yeah, that's pretty valuable. For me to poop on. I'm on the verge of using the clicker. Linger Bean is doing wonderful work here. But I'm on the verge of using the clicker, because, you know, it could actually, again, if it made us Dark Judas, if it made us Lazarus, we could come back. Friends till the end. Acceptable, but otherwise kind of unremarkable. I don't like these flies. These flies, I can already see them. They're starting to get around me. It might sound like paranoia, but I saw their anger, and I was not pleased. I think they might have all run into a fire, which is a beautiful situation. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, except for those guys. You know we have to be close to seeing an item room and probably a shop as well. Just try to shoot these, you know, occasionally you can get a spirit art. I've had entire streaks saved there, but by the grace of Edmund. Remember, Edmund gets all the credit for whenever a lucky thing happens to you, and Tyrone gets all the credit for when something bad happens to you. It's not fair, I'll admit. But it just is what it is. That's the nature of the beast. Don't touch me. Okay, we're on no HP. We just got a bomb. We got sack of pennies. Essentially, not worth anything right now. But I see us coming back from the brink. I see the way we get out of this. We come down here. We blow this up. It doesn't give us small rock or a golden chest. Gave us a golden chest. I've got a golden sun up in the sky. And if I don't get a spirit heart, I'm going to die. Hey, it's a spirit heart. Okay. Try this first. It is 2 of diamonds. Hear me out. Pop it. So deep pockets, definitely better for longer. But I think I'm going to go Mama Mega, grab this, leave. I won't have the money necessary to get deep pockets, but Mama Mega buys us another floor of cracking things open. Secret rooms, etc., etc. And of course, you know, blowing up every enemy. And we might need another floor of kind of protection. So, although I do turn up my nose at Mama Mega, I don't think it's a particularly strong item in all situations. There are some situations in which it's exceptional, and I think this might be one of them. I really like where you're standing there. I couldn't ask for another horn when I saw you standing there right next to the fire where if you stand still for 20 I don't know, it came like it moved into a Savage Garden song. Ooh, I want you, I don't know if I need you, but ooh, I die to find out. I was somewhere recently where I heard a Savage Garden song in the wild. And I remember, in my head, I was like, save it, it'll be a good NLSS bit. Now I can't remember where the location was. It wasn't a grocery store, believe it or not. Not just because Savage Garden is an extremely grocery store-esque band. Yes, Tomo, I will allow you to enter this room. But you gotta give me a moment, okay, my buddy? Because, like, this is gonna be a nasty fight. We've really low-rolled a lot of this run so far. If he ever spins, we're in trouble. Stop. We're like so far away from him being dead. We could always pop Mama Mega. That was a horrible place to stand. We just got lucky. Please come over to Linger Beam. Oh, I think we have to pop it. I hated doing that. I really did. All right, buddy. You can leave. Hello, Ruka. Don't you dare take a swipe at my Tomo buddy when he walks by. So, we should see a second secret room. Or is it just not working out here, I guess? Oh, because we've already done the room. I see. Alright, well, we're in just a horrible spot, to be honest with you. Anything but Krampus. Even just bad deals would have been better, because we could have just not taken them, is the obvious thing there. We're one hit away from disaster from any enemy. And the worst part is, even if we find a Tinted Rock, we can't necessarily expect it to come through in the clutch. This will probably kill us. I tried. I genuinely tried. It was a trash tier run. This run, we start with Void, Little Horn. Stats are almost exactly the same, but starting with Void is a leg up on the competition. I'm not going to say that you couldn't win that run. I'm very sorry to see my streak end, by the way, but I'm not going to say you couldn't win that run. The way you win that run is you take less damage against Krampus, you take less damage on the floor before Krampus as well, but that was a high degree of straight up garbage. So that's going to influence me here, because now I'm like, I don't love Guillotine, but I'm sure as heck not going to, you know, turn up my nose at an opportunity to pick up a little bit of extra damage here in the early game. So yeah, I think people will be relatively sympathetic to my plight on that run. Trash level. Certainly looking for bombs and keys. I see Tinted Rocks already. Key, more so, I want to use for the Sutherland. We really need a key for Sutherland, I would say. Why would you walk into that? You know why I walk in? Because I'm angry. I'm angry about that last run, and anytime you lose with Eden's Blessing, it's a slap in the face. But it's a slap, it's a self-administered slap in the face, which I think is better, actually, because you know it's coming, so you're not... Like, half of the pain of a slap is that it's a surprise, right? So, Balls of Steel, perks. Good block. We'll take Super Ball. No. Oh, okay, I almost walked into the fire, but I remembered my training. In that moment, I remembered my training. You walk straight down in that room, and you're safe. Preferably, there wouldn't be a fire in there, but... Okay, there's one down. HP, I'm begging you. It's technically our third boss room. Give me a little HP. Something to leave the lights on. Trinket, missing poster? No missing poster on Bellical Cord. 2 of hearts. HP. Told ya. Oh, we gulped the ball. We should have gulped Tick. That would have been better. But now we have umbilical cord for whatever nefarious purposes we choose to use that for. $0.05. It's a good amount to be at. And I actually, like, I'm still kind of the opinion that this run's a little trashy, but it's not actually that bad. You know, if we were to look at our stats kind of relative not just to the last run, if we were to look at our stats in a vacuum, I mean to say, then I am actually in a pretty good spot. Relative to last run, they're even better, because the last run was worse than average, but I think after the last run, I'm like, I need to ball out, and that's not necessarily true. What we need to do is box out, and by that I mean get mom's box of trinkets. So we keep 5 cents or more. We also get a spirit heart. I don't know if room generation is like kind of similar to the way that items seem to work in Isaac. Like, I don't know if we're more likely to come across a second floor Krampus as a result of the fact that we came across a second floor Krampus on the last run. Look at the cute little human popcorn. It's a popcornito. Alright. Our HP, to some extent, is essentially irrelevant right here. As long as we live with half a spirit heart, we essentially have the same deal with the devil odds that we would have if we lived with a full stack of 2 right now. Lucky me, you're dead. That's worth it, and I think we should probably start by taking that. And then in here, we'll absolutely take this. Okay, now we can start to ease up a little bit. Being able to fly... It's a superpower. I mean, you know, when they talk about what's your favorite superpower, the word super is right there. If we get another bomb, we will come back for you, I promise. The word super is right there in the title. Flying, it's your normal power. It's the power beyond your wildest imagination. That being said, it would be a little bit more super powerful. Maybe like mega powerful. I don't know, what's more, super or mega? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know the answer to that question. But either way, if we got a little speed upgrade to go along with it. But I'm also eager to use the Void if possible. This is probably our first best opportunity to do so. Nothing really doing with that, but... so be it. Now, if we wanted to, we would have an extra bomb. And now that I think about it, isn't there a battery charge? No, it was the key that we had that was around there. Okay, so we're not going to blow up the angel statue unless there is a key in our shop. And to what end are we blowing up the angel statue? I mean, the key piece is not going to give us a deal with the angel, because we've already taken a deal with the devil. But it could give us the option to fight Mega Satan if we get another room. So I think it's worth it. Just for keeping some options open on this run. You know, you played in as much Isaac as I have. There's a little bit of a level of, like, personal enjoyment in it that you gotta factor in at all times. Is this gonna be enjoyable for me? Usually the answer is yes. Even on that last, you know, the half run that started this video, I was having fun. I would have been having more fun if I had had any reasonable chance of success, but, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That was terrible. Alright. Doing alright. Not a stellar situation. We got above average rate of fire, above average damage. We can fly. Those are the big things. So there's nothing to complain about. But that's not a whole lot considering we're 2 floors in here. I would really appreciate it if my own shots could stop ricocheting back into me and causing situations like that. But, you know, it's okay. Balls of steel, lovely. Happy to have it. Thank you so much. We did briefly have red hearts for the first time in this entire video at the end of the last floor. That was exciting. Remember, just before we picked up Spirit of the Night? Forgot what it was like to have a little fun money to play around with HP-wise. Shop's got some okay stuff. In this situation, I think we probably do want to take Mama Mega, to be honest with you, and just crack it immediately. 7 cents makes our floor much easier. And you might say, why don't you suck it up with Void? Because it doesn't work. As much as I wish it did. It's, it only works once regardless, so. Awaz we'll use. Keep in mind we could suck up a blank card or something at some point. Berkano we'll continue to use. Hagalaz. Dagaz. What's this? The stars. Hagalaz. I think we should just use the stars. Save ourselves a key. We're not really rolling in him. You know what? Suck it up. That was not good. It gave me shot speed and range. And it's especially not good because your boy is a hypocrite and just complained about not having HP. And then he voided his HP. You know what? That's the power of Zane. Remember what Huey Lewis said? Don't need money. Don't need fame. Don't need a default to have some Zane. He said that. Listen to the song. It's from Back to the Future. Came out in 1985. I was -3 years old, and it was worth it. So I'm gonna, well, I mean, there's no gonna. It's already taken place, but I just took Dry Baby, and I stand by that decision. I think Dry Baby is a decent pickup, and moreover, if I'm going to be using my orbital to deal damage, having Dry Baby around to occasionally buffer a little bit of that damage, I think is fine. I would like to buy Black Candle. Realistically, I don't think we're going to get the resources. We will have the ability to possibly get an arcade on the next floor. God, I hate fighting big enemies when I'm using my orbital. Just makes the margin of error so much lower. Doesn't margin of error sound like in one of those movies where like somebody accidentally travels back to the Middle Ages, but they're stupid? They use that as like their name. Oh, I'm King Arthur of Camelot, and you are? I'm Sir Margin of Error. Yeah, this is my friend, Wait, there's gotta be a good one. Geralt of Geraldo of Riviera. There you go. That actually completely works. So I'm just gonna take the Brimstone Boys. But first, I'm gonna pay penance into the taxation system of Isaac by walking into the Demon Judgment over and over. Yeah, that is actually idiotic. But here we are on 1 HP. I really thought it would just work. So that's on me. Taking Brimstone because I love Brimstone. Brimstone plus flying is wonderful. I really should not have been so foolish as to play the Demon Judgment. That almost killed me. Straight up, almost died right there. Got lucky to get a black card out of this. We're not really rolling in damage as far as Brimstone goes. Not in a bad spot, but you know, 5.67, it does leave a little bit of room for improvement without a doubt. Fistula is probably going to eat it pretty easily. I mean, every phase has like half as much HP as the one that came before it. But still, you're running on the razor's edge here. I gotta be honest with you. Ever since we went down to 1 Isaac episode a day, I think my Isaac play's been a little sloppy. And I don't think I'm going to be the only one to say that. I mean, I was getting excited about a 7 streak. It's like school, and I think I've made this exact analogy before. But you don't realize it. But if you're in school and you actually go, you're like, you can't even imagine how smart you are relative to the average adult. And I mean that sincerely. You spend all day learning, every day. Even if you only pay attention for half of it or something, it's like 3.5 or 4 hours of sustained learning on a daily basis. You know what percentage of adults get that? Like 0. And I'm being sincere. If you're in college, I'm lumping you in with like the high school students here. And you know, it's not because I think you're a kid. It's just because you're in the same kind of learning environment. As an adult, your learning skills atrophy. I'm a driven adult. You know, I do stuff in my spare time that is... It helps expand my knowledge. And even still, do I get 3.5, 4 hours a day of sustained learning? Nah, dog. If you average it out, I probably get like an hour a day of sustained learning. Nice. Okay, extra damage there is worth it. So consider yourself yourself lucky, and also take a little bow. A lot of people consider school to just be like, you know, a pseudo glorified daycare or something like that. You don't understand. I imagine it's kind of like it's like being a professional athlete. Let's actually go. What I mean by that is that, you know, professional athletes, they spend all day playing hockey or playing football or, you know, being in the gym, etc., etc. People underestimate, you know, the effect that has. You're not only good at it to start with, but then you get even better, even faster. I did not mean to buy that. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I can understand if you're not that into school. The many years of my life where I was in exactly the same boat. Man, this sucks. Can't wait to get out in the workforce. That's another relax. Might as well go back for the item room at this point. We're looking very, very good. I just want to give ourselves the best chance at getting missing poster, dude. The danger is I always, like, tunnel vision against missing poster because I never pick it up. So now that it shows up, I have to, like, think back in every run and be like, oh my god, did missing poster show up and I just totally tunnel visioned it out of my mind? I really didn't think you were going to walk that far, but that was still stupid of me. Okay, I would love some HP. Little Brim is also great in this situation. Anyway, that's another relax. How about you relax, game? I don't want any more relax. But now, like, you know, now that I'm not in school, I so look forward to, like, the 1 or 2 classes I have a week. It's actually like my me time. Where I'm like, I can actually improve myself now. I think we have to. I think you take Dark Bomb, it probably pays for itself pretty soon. Forget the belly button, get out of here. Good rate of fire increase. Eat that. We'll head down to the next floor. I'm unperturbed. We got this Hermit card. Can immediately buy a Spirit Heart if we need to. I'd rather use it to teleport out of Boss Rush, but if I'm being real with you, I think we're kind of trending towards being able to just beat Boss Rush. And in a timely fashion at that. So yeah, you got it right. Basically what I'm saying is, don't it always seem to go... Come on. That you don't know what you got till it's gone. Pay attention in biology class. Boop. Farmer, don't fall asleep in chemistry. As an adult, you'll be mad you squandered the opportunity. Please. Don't skip geography with Mrs. Joe. There's a line in there, I just can't find it. And people are going, oh, you're way past the line, buddy. Alright, if you say so. Moldy bread. You take it so you can take something here. Gotta be honest, I don't think anything here is worth taking. I'm gonna enjoy having HP for the first time in a long time. I'm gonna choose not to throw it away, because we're in such a good spot. Oh, I mean, obviously I'm gonna play that. Let's not go crazy. And then, yeah, continue to give me the option to get rid of Curse of the Tower, please. In a way, like, there's one of the most, like, common cringe genre of video is song parody for something that the person is, like, tone deaf to. And I have so much respect for it. You know, I'm trying to think of, like, there was the Thanksgiving ones, like, it's my mashed Potatoes, it's the one dish everybody hates those. And you're like, this is just the worst thing ever. But I actually admire, while also laughing at those. Because the people making them know it's cheesy. And they probably know it's pretty bad. But you ever get like an idea in your head, and you're like, even though this is terrible, I gotta follow it through to completion. For a lot of people, it's a joke, you know. I'm just gonna suck it up. I want the stats, dude. People think of a joke and they go, that's terrible, I can't say that. And then they say it anyway, and later you look back and you go, why'd you say it? It's like getting a song stuck in your head. It's just like, once the psychological compulsion takes hold, you cannot escape it. Save and Hermit, we might still want to teleport out of Boss Rush. Or teleport into our shop. We could also, like, we haven't been making a lot of meta progress in Isaac. You know, meta progress, it evolves into catter progress. Is that? No, butter progress. There you go. Cut me some slack. I hate being called... People say, NL, you're an armchair Pokemon fan. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for you. I played the original games when they came out. You were just a twinkle in... You were just dad's dirty thoughts. Gonna shame me for being there when Pokemon originally came out, but not following the series forever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I saw Star Wars A New Hope on opening night in 1977. Tell me more about how I'm not a real fan, because I can't recall whether Kit Fisto is the weird turnip-headed dude, or he's the one with the squid tentacles on his head. Tell me more. We voided it. Which, right, never mind, is not a passive, so just gave us an HP upgrade. Still great, like I'm not disappointed by it, but it wasn't my intention. But now we may want to consider using the Void more frequently, because we actually have a good item associated with it. We also have Bob's Rotten Head. Not such a good item, or at least not as transformative of an item. It would be the fair thing to say, I suppose. And ooh. We are not going to be able to donate anything, which is a darn shame. What we are going to be able to do, absolutely, is just crap on this floor. And like, the crapping has already begun. Sorry, Mom. I know, I could have been anything. Here I am talking about my bowel movements in an Isaac episode, but... You know, it could be worse. I was gonna make up a sibling and then give them a job, but I was like, no, that has the potential to be offensive. I could be like Brother Rory and be a politician. Brother Rory, could you have chosen a name that didn't so greatly imply Amishness? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yo, yes. Incubus, thank you. And then, Tech Point 5. Even though we can get closer to Spun, we could have sucked them both up, but Tech Point 5 is... It's not a suckable item. Work with me, dude. You know what? Nice. I love when my bomb becomes transient and just phases through the wall. Thank you so much for your HP. I really sincerely appreciate that. Oh, you've made it worth my while, my friend. Have you ever? Wow. Okay, I don't think we've picked up Guppy's head yet, so... Certainly, that's gotta happen first. Use it. Do this. HP. HP. We don't need to use it again. Unless we can use it twice. Which we actually might be able to now that I look at it, so... Because there's one more battery charge up there. Probably the worst use of Onsus I could conceivably imagine. I'm drowsy. Great time to know that that pill's in the rotation. Help us on our late game bosses a little bit. We're just barely gonna get to another charge here, but now that I think about it, we don't even need to. Because with that battery charge up there anyway, we got nothing to worry about. So I think we'll use this. What was that bomb? That bomb was imbued with Little Horn goodness. At this point, I almost want to fight Hush just so that I can donate the money that has been stolen from me. Like, rather than use it on this floor, it seems to make way more sense to just save it, use it on the next floor. Looking for Onsus, Yera, Perthro. Awaz, you just pop. Hagalaz. Yera. Yera. Blank. Blank. I gotta learn the symbols, dude. But Yera's fine, obviously. Yera's much better than fine. I just realized we have 4.88 luck, so repeating, of course, we're in a wonderful situation for ensuring that we're gonna get a lot of chests on the chest. Anything left in here? Any detritus? That one goes out to my English audience. Hello, former colonial overlords. Top of the morning to you. Was that offensive? Maybe a little. So I think we immediately, yeah, almost hit ourselves with Bob's Curse. Got kind of a zany void going here. It's not a turbo zane. It's just a regular size zane. Or as we call it, you know, a half Malik. You know what would be great is if they remake... Well, no, let me rephrase. What if they make a movie out of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? Oh, it'll never happen. Disney, dude. They're making a Star Wars movie a year. Sure, right now we're in a good era, you know? Star Wars. A Star Wars story. Star Wars. Han Solo movie. Star Wars. Lando Calrissian movie. Star Wars. Boba Fett movie. Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. When we get up to 2028, it's going to be Star Wars. Hey, remember the Mandalorian Wars? Not many of you, huh? Only the super nerds. Okay, well, here's the story about the Mandalorian Wars. 71 on Rotten Tomatoes. We're going to get to... What was I talking about? We're going to get to a Knights of the Old Republic movie. That's all I'm saying. And then Darth Malak, who actually might be Darth Malik. I can't remember. Has to be played by Zayn Malik. It's the only thing that makes sense in this crazy mixed-up world. Plus, really drive up female viewership. From what I hear from my 80-year-old grandpa, the ladies love Zayn Malik. Him and his hair. Not that I'm jealous or anything. It's wonderful. Hair, if I could just have a sliver of it for myself and experience what that side of life is like. I can't even imagine it. He's not using it anyway, is he? Alright, we're in full creeper mode here. I don't even know, like, there's no commentary to do here. We've won. It's brimstone. We got 3 brimstone lasers shooting out at all times. We can chide Krampus and say that's a bad Krampus. Krampus killed us, essentially, on the last run. He wasn't the one who dealt the killing blow, but he essentially, you know, set it up. And we got knocked down. But we're not going to lose this. What we have lost is yet another run without, yet another run's worth of time without getting lost. And I don't know, I'm not going to belabor the point every episode, but we probably are getting close to my own personal limit where I'm going to be like, we gotta just do it the old-fashioned way. What I need you to do, actually, if you could do my work for me, is tweet me and tell me, in Afterbirth Plus, by the way, please, give me a source. In Afterbirth Plus, though, can you still unlock things the old way? Can you still unlock the Lost by doing things the roundabout, you know, die in 4 different ways sort of thing? Because I did get one tweet. And the tweet said, in Afterbirth Plus, you can't unlock things the old way. I'm not believing one tweet, but what I have allowed that one tweet to do is cast a veil of suspicion over whether or not you can actually do it. So that's why I haven't dedicated a video to doing the 4-banger unlock yet, because not because of that my own personal problems, just because of that one dude who tweeted me. So let me get his handle out here so you can all put him on blast. Twitch.tv/ by the way, Twitch is Twitter now. Twitter.com/MathisGames. No, it was not Mathis. And even if it were, again, that person might be right, which is why I'm asking you. If you have a primary source, could illuminate for me the answer. I'm leaving Eternal Hearts behind. You know why? We got unlimited Eternal Hearts. We might as well fight the Hush. I really wanted that to be a deal, but hopefully we can mercifully make progress towards our donation machine being done. All of this is garbage, so get sucked. Yeah, that's pretty good. Spoonbender is absolutely worth keeping. But so is Rubber Cement, but we can't get both. I think you go Spoonbender. This is very good. Sack of Sacks, Humbling Bundle. Both of those are exquisite. Donate as much money as plausible, please. Well, that's... Donation machine's been a real son of a gun lately. Definitely want that. It's not our first damage multiplier, so actually it wasn't as good as I hoped, but... Alright. Let's step to it. We got a really good setup. 3 Brimstone boys. Little Brim is the only one whose shot will not home. Which means it is advantageous for us to stand close to the center, like the axis horizontally. This is technically vertically, but we want to be on the Y value of the Hush. That way we can land shots from every which way. It's a wonderful run. Oh, oh, it's a wonderful run. Oh, oh. You guys grew up in the 90s? You know that song. It actually goes, it's a beautiful life. Oh, oh. So every song that was on the radio went gung 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 gung. Slowly this became Mortal Kombat. And I don't know why. Little Brim, you're really letting me down here. You think you could charge at the same speed as the rest of the class? We're having to wait around for fractions of a second. And over time, those fractions, boy, they add up. First, to a larger fraction of a second, then over 3 or 4 instances, maybe even 1 full second of lead time. 60 multiplied by that, that's like a minute of waiting around. And before you know that, we've spent 5 minutes waiting around. After 5 minutes, we're really starting to approach aggravating territory. You get 6, 7, 8, 9 on the way to 10. 10 minutes is where I'd start to text you and be like, hey, you still coming? When do you guys send out your are you going to be late texts? If I'm going to be late to somewhere, I try to let them know like at least 20 minutes in advance. Because who knows? I picture someone, you know, sometimes we'll have to meet somebody. I don't want to brag. We're very important people. We sometimes have meetings with people that work at a bank. Or perhaps a large tower in the downtown city center. And they say, sir, who let you in here? And I say, no, I swear. In the world of our meritocracy, we've earned the right to be here. I'm as confused about it as you are, but let's try to work past that. I always picture them sitting at their desk, and we're supposed to meet them at 2, and it's like 1:30, and they're like, well, I don't have time to get lunch, because I got that 2 o'clock. That's why I try to, if I'm going to be late, I send them a text ASAP, and I go, I'm going to be late! And they go, no problem, but I'm sure in their head, they're also going, well, I could have gotten a better lunch than this. After all, I'm working in the glass tower in the city center. The Hush fight, by the way, has gone fine. Yeah, we're good. And we got essentially 0 to worry about here. We'll just go Cathedral. I will never, for the most part, I'll never willingly go fight Delirium because I just don't care. That's the thing. Like, even a Hush is a stretch, but a Hush is over in under 5 minutes most of the time. To go fight Delirium is like, it's an ordeal. You gotta find the room, but oh, you found it too early, and hey, you gotta fight a bunch of bosses that, you know, if you're not that strong, can be a little annoying. Like, I don't want to fight 3 stages of Satan again for no reason. You almost got me there. You so-and-so. Anyway, that's when I send... But my text for are you gonna be late is usually like 2 to 5 minutes after the time we were supposed to meet. Like if my friends, of which I have many, I promise you that. Oh, your head would spin if you saw my Facebook friends list. Dozens and dozens of people that I have met once before in my life, 11 years ago, added them on Facebook, never talked to them since. It's hard to be this popular. But But sometimes they'll be like, hey, meet me at this place. And I'll sit down. You know, I got no problem sitting on my phone for a while by myself. I'm an avid, lonely diner. I have no problem eating dinner at a restaurant by myself. I enjoy it, to be honest with you. Hold up. Yeah, that was a swell idea. Still beating the gum of this guppy dream, but I don't think it's gonna happen. We get to 2 to 5 minutes, maybe 10, depending on who it is. I'll send him a text and I'll be like, hey, what's up? Then that's the cue. If they're socially aware, they're gonna be like, hey, sorry, missed the train. I'll be like 5 minutes, and I'll be like, cool, no problem. If we get into the 15 to 20 minute range, that's where I start to get a little upset. I start to go, now at this point, because I've been late for things. I hate that I already know this is turning into another late person versus early person argument, because I have talked about this in shows all the time. Especially with Nick, because Nick and I are both early people. And I don't understand late people. My wife is a late person. You know, we could have a movie, let's say, starts at 10 p.m. I'm not throwing her under the bus. I'm doing my best to be fair and reasonable in the way that I approach the situation, by the way. We could have like a movie ticket for a movie that starts at 9:30. Takes us 20 minutes to get to the movie theater. You ask her what time she wants to leave, she'll say 9:15. And I say, Kate, mathematically, that doesn't make sense. The fastest, I can't believe we're gonna get, I'm so stupid. I was just gonna say, I can't believe we're gonna get 3 voids out of this. Say, Kate, that doesn't make sense mathematically. Obviously, we're taking this. I think we suck it. We probably take that and then suck everything else up because I want mega stats. But a lot of that was very good. Static Tears just doesn't work with Brimstone. Otherwise, it would have been a lot of fun. But I think it's the fundamental difference between late people and early people. Early people, and it's an equal degree of sickness. It's just a sickness that's more polite. Because I'm like, oh, I've got to meet at the restaurant at 7. It takes 20 minutes to get to the restaurant. When should I leave? Probably 7:30. Give myself like a 10-minute window. I've never needed that 10-minute window. And in fact, I'm probably being overly generous to myself. I'd probably leave, oh, I got to meet him at, at 6:30, I mean to say, but you got to meet him at 7? I'll just leave at 6:15. Then you get to the restaurant 15 minutes early, and they say, why'd you get here so early? And you go, I was raised that way. We sucked up teleporter. That was not necessarily a shrewd move. But I don't understand late people. Especially with things that, like, you know, you do every day. Like, if you're late to work more than once a week, at some point, you can't pull the traffic solution again. I'll tell you a story. I went to go to class. Yeah, let's take it. Let's see how it goes. Huge damage downgrade, I'll give you that. I went to go to class a couple months ago. SkyTrain was down. The SkyTrain is our subway system, essentially. But if you call it a subway system here, you get laughed at, because it's the freaking SkyTrain. You're putting on airs. Anyway, SkyTrain was down. I was so early, because of this preparedness, that instead of taking the train, I was able to walk to the destination that I wanted to go to, and arrive without being late. So that's why, and as an early person, this is not an uncommon story. This is why early people will never understand late people. And also, what's the deal with airplane food? But it's just, I think if you're a late person, you're guilty of a couple of things. One is enjoying yourself too much, and I understand that. You're like, why would I get ready now when I could get ready in 5 minutes? No, I'm not doing anything, but it would just be a waste of my time to get ready early. The other one is, you're overly optimistic. See, I'm spinning this as nicely as possible. Every time you ever get ready for something, you have the belief that nothing is ever going to go wrong, even things that are outside of your control. There's never going to be traffic. There's never going to be, you know, a road closure or an accident or something like that. And it's always going to be the fastest you've ever made it. I just don't live in that worldview. I operate on an equal level of psychosis that's like, we should really leave now, because what if they start the movie 15 minutes early? Something that's never been done in the history of mankind. Incredibly bad for business. Hey, you know the time that the airplane was supposed to take off? Well, we just decided to leave 10 minutes early because we were here. You can land early. Nothing wrong with that. Anyway. But I'll be honest, early people, you gotta meet late people in the middle sometimes as well. Because we have, as early people, society's on our side 100%. Nobody likes being the person that someone else is late to meet. It makes you feel like you're not worth their time, right? I'm gonna do one more room here because of this bit, but I'll admit, I occasionally, especially like if we've got an early morning flight, I'll be like on Kate's butt, essentially. Ha 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 ha. No, I'll be like, we gotta go. I'm gonna try this. Why did none of those hurt me? Because they got turned into better things after the... Okay, lucky me. Should have yeared it again, but... and sometimes, you know, we got like a 8 a.m. flight. I'm like, we gotta be at the airport by 6:30. We get to the airport at 7. Make the flight with ease. Every time. Even though it says you're supposed to be there 3 hours early. So I've started to relax myself a little bit. I try to meet in the middle of earliness and lateness, which I guess would just be on time. But, I have many times found myself guilty of being in this position where I'm like, I hope we miss this flight, man. I hope we miss the flight because I'm gonna have a trump card forever. And that's what being an adult's all about. Having evidence to make you feel better than other people. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!